What's up, dirt nerds? I'm George, and it's Dirt 30. Let's see what we'll be digging into today. Alright, everybody. So, today I'm going to be working some more with my Recon sluice. This is a fluid bed sluice. This is more considered a tool than an actual sluice because, number one, it's not very big. This is made for prospecting, testing, checking areas. You can see it doesn't have a very huge drop spot. You can run probably, when I talked to the gentleman over there at Snake River Products, they told me, depending on how much black sand and heavies you're dealing with in the area you're running, about 2 to 3 buckets, and then clear it out and reset and keep going. Let me tell you, 2 to 3 buckets, that does not take very long at all. It takes me longer to fill the buckets than it does to run it and process it through this little device here. As long as I get at least classified down to 1/4 inch, it runs smooth as could be. I could not believe how quickly this thing just chewed through the material. You can see it's not quite the same as some of the other fluid beds out there. It does utilize slightly different style of getting the water through the sides. Instead of just the block in the bottom going into pipes, this actually has a channel through either side that flows into vents. The vents flow into the box, give us a nice good wash, get everything washing side, and then the flow over to carry out everything after that. I have found one only drawback so far, is because how light this is. You got to make sure and anchor it down. You got to put something over the top. Oh no, we have to do that with just about any sluice anyway. Even my big old heavy Keen, that thing is, like, what is it, 25 years old now. It's the first sluice box I ever purchased. It's an almost an antique. But that thing I still have to put a block over. I still have to put a big old rock on top to keep it from floating around and moving under the pressure of the water. So we're gonna go ahead. I got a nice spot set up in the creek here. This is just a little feeder creek. It's some floodwater area. This is mostly all overflow from a main creek that feeds off over that side, over that way. Not really saying where I'm at because I'm on private property, so I don't want people trying to come up on here. There's not a ton of gold. We've found gold here before. We've done some picking around, and there's some fly poos here and there. It's not a ton, but this is more just to get some time in with the sluice and give this tool some more work and give me some more time with it to, get my skill with it dialed in a little better. Because last time I just about threw it into the creek because I was having a very difficult time getting it to stay set. But yeah, once I got it figured out, it was great. So we're gonna go ahead and run some more through this and see what kind of material we can process. I know there's heavy black sands in here, a ton of it. So we're gonna see how many buckets we can get pushed through here in a couple hours. We don't have a lot of time here right now tonight because it's after work and I'm just kind of running down to my friend's house to get a poke in the ground. So all right, everybody, we'll be right back and we'll get this set up and I'll get some buckets filled and show everybody how this thing feeds some more and come out and show you what we're doing. All right, everybody, so I got it kind of set up here. See, I use found a little bit of a waterlogged piece of the log to hold it down just to make sure it was anchored in place. It actually seemed to be holding where it was, but when I start putting material through there, I didn't want it to shift or move and potentially throw anything, if there's anything. This is just a play creek. Like I said, I know there's some gold in here, but it's fly poos, few and far between. So this is more just my testing area where I come and play with stuff to see how it works. There's a ton of black sand in here, and there is some micro. So we'll see if we can't catch some of that. I've got my first bucket here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw a few handfuls in. Back here with brother Chris over there working with me again, filling up some buckets, busting up some clay, because once again, over here where we're at, there's no bedrock. We've got clay bed, so that's where we go digging, is into our clay beds, because that's where the gold settles. it'll stick into that clay and then find its way down into the bottom of that clay until it can't move anymore. So we go digging in the clay. We've got it in our classifier. We're breaking it down to at least 1/4 inch so that it feeds real nice through the sluice here. Sorry, through the fluid bed tool. Because they don't really like to call it a sluice, because it is, but it isn't. It's more of a fluid bed tool. So, got a nice big handful here. You watch it feed all in and gone. Just ate all that right up because it's already classified down so that it'll fit right down through those holes. The only thing going out is going to be anything light, organics, stuff like that that I don't really want in my sluice anyway. There's nothing there that I want. And you see, I'm not going easy. These are big, healthy handfuls. And it's just chewing it right up, taking it no problem. And gone. So, because there is organics, you will have to give her a sweep once in a while. Don't be afraid to touch the riffles in this one. So when you get this set up and you have it running, I did notice last time, you want to make sure you do have good, adequate angle and water pressure. I started noticing I had some air bubbles in all the way down about halfway. So I was watching it and all my material was going up and over and out. I wasn't keeping anything in the box where it's supposed to be. So as you can see, I touched it and it moved. So let me move my log back up here. I bumped my logs. I wanted to show everybody the riffles. So, but as you see right there is my sweet spot. She's not moving. As I was stated, as soon as I put material through, it got heavy at the one end and she started shifting. So that's why I have the log across. That's the only reason I moved it, so I can show everybody the feed, watch it work. Kind of hard to do with the log there. Here you go, I'll throw a scoop on from this side to show you the top tray as everything's going across. You see light, organic rocks, big rocks that they're obviously not gold. Anything gold's going to drop down into that riffle bar. And underneath inside there, everything is fluidizing. And I'm sure you can kind of see in there. Let me try and come around a bit here. It's actually pouring out of there pretty quickly. You see all the light materials that don't need to be there are just washing right on out. Go ahead and put some more in there. I just watched a nice little piece of red rock go roll out of there. That was cool. There you go, some more action from the front. All right, I'm gonna get to running. We'll be back, Dirt Nerds. More. So I just want to do a quick clean out for everybody here once again. So those are my rocks. Lift this straight up and out the water. There's a bunch of debris. There's a lot of organics in here. I am working in a live creek, so lots of organics. We're gonna take this right over here to our bucket. Because I'm not panning this right now, I'm just doing concentrates. I'm trying to get everything into a bucket. I'm gonna flip my little device there. Drop this right in here. Rinse out the riffle bar. Make sure everything's out. Relock the bars. Or the tray down, there we go. I'm ready to put it back in the water and get some more material in there. So when you're setting this in, you've got to make sure that you have good flow coming into either side so that it washes properly, so that the fluid bed does what it's supposed to do. Unlike a regular sluice box that relies on riffles, this relies on water pressure from all three sides. This has water flow coming in from both sides and from the top. The sides wash everything around, keep it stirred. The top flow carries everything light over the top and out the box. Get our box set back down into the water. Got a couple of small rocks to help keep the water channeled into the sides. If I can find my position, there we go. I was out of spot. You can do it. So we're right here. There we go. There we go. Grab my log. The log keeps the top from going down, going away. And there we go. She's ready to rock and roll. Ready for more. It says you know, like I said, they say you can run several buckets through this first. Best thing to do is pay attention to how much black sand you have in the area you're working. If you're getting, you know, a gallon of black sand for every 5 gallons of material, well, then you're probably going to want to dump this thing out about every 1 bucket, just to make sure that you're not overburdening your tray and filling it with black sand, and the gold's just going to flow right out and out. So just pay attention when you're first using this machine. Run a bucket through, see how much black sand you're getting. If you're getting a little bit, there's just a little bit of the black sands and just some larger heavy gravels, well then push some more through that and see what the next bucket does. If you fill it up with 1 bucket and the whole thing is nothing but black sand, well then you definitely need to maybe run a smaller bucket and wash that thing out a little bit more frequently. So far I think here we're going to be okay. Our bucket is going to be pretty heavy with black sand because we're sampling a clay bar area that I know is extremely heavy with black sand. This is all flood gravels. Like I said, this is my play area. This is where I come to test stuff. So we're going to go ahead and push some more buckets through, see how much more we can get through before it gets too much later, so we can have time to go process this material, see if we can find any fly poos. All right, dirt nerds. So we're back at home. Got done running a few buckets. We didn't want to do too much. Just sun is setting, and I wanted to at least get a little something done before I ran out of light. Sorry. So brought everything back. I'm going to go ahead and push it through the little mini sluice here. I find that after running a day full of concentrates, instead of having to pan everything all out and go through all of it that way, this is much simpler. It brings it all down to where I only have 1 small pan of material left to do. And once, you know, I get it all pushed through and washed, it's a simple, like I said, 1 pan, quick rinse off and see what's there. And so, all right, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and push the material through this and see what we get. Like I said, the area we were just working is not known to have anything big or heavy as far as gold. At best, fly poo and micro, few and far between, but high hopes. We were working a different area, a little bit different spot than we were before, so hopefully we'll see a little bit better results, but we'll find out what happens. I'm gonna go ahead and feed this through, get all my cons processed. It's not a ton, because thankfully the recon breaks it all down for me, because I don't know if you can really see it that well, but it's not much in there, but there's a lot of black, a lot of heavy in there. So we'll see what's up after we get this all processed through. All right, dirt nerds, we'll be right back. All right, dirt nerds. So we're done with the sluice. I got everything ran through. This thing doesn't take too long when you're dealing with something as fine as concentrates. It does eat through everything pretty well, leaving me nothing more than a few bits of blonde and black sand. So we're gonna go ahead and not turning the water off, just gonna move it to the side, let the flow stop through into there. Gonna bring it over here, tip it straight down into the pan. I'm gonna grab my hose and then just let it wash all the material back down right down the trough. And because this is a recirculating system, as you can tell, there are bubbles. I do already have it pre-treated with some jet dry. And that's all there is to it. I put that back into my tub. Set the tray down. Unplug my pump because I won't need that in the motor. And there we go. One pan of concentrates. Go ahead and pan it right back in here into the tub again. Get it good and stratified, because we were dealing with a lot of clay in this material, so I want to make sure that everything is stratified well, get everything mixed up, get all them heavies down to the bottom, get it settled right underneath the first set of riffles there. Pour it off, and then just let the water carry off all the light material. And because again this is fine gold area, I'm going to take my time, just wash it a couple times, stratify well each time in between, because when you're dealing with any area that has fine flour gold, little tiny bits, you want to take your time, go easy. You don't want to throw your gold out of your pan. You just went and spent all that time digging and working. Any day digging's a good one, but you don't want to throw away your gold, if there is any gold in there. This is a hope and a prayer. We don't know for sure. We found bits there in previous prospecting adventures there, just poking around, just checking. And we've done a few different areas in there and found little bits in each area. But the area we were working seemed to find the most amount, so we went back to there to do a little poking with the recon today to see what the recon can produce. So you can clearly see I'm, straight black sands. That stuff is, there really ain't much there for blondes after I get done processing it. There's a lot of heavies, lots of black, not a lot of anything else. I've never run this stuff dry, I've never dried it out, so I don't know exactly how much of it is magnetic without possibly losing gold. But I have stuck a magnet in the area and it came out like it had a wig on it. It was loaded. So, pretty good area for black sands, which you never know. It may pan out.
Heyo.
Alright, let's get this all settled up in here. Now when I wash it back, I don't just swirl. I'll bring it up and then kick it straight back. That carries all the material straight down across the pan. Because if you wash straight across, you could potentially be just washing everything away, pushing gold back into there instead of washing away the material and pulling it back away from the gold. So by coming at it from both sides, it'll push each direction and allow you to uncover whatever's there without hopefully washing it away. And yeah, again, taking my time. This is straight black sands, it's all heavy. Smiley bastard. Alright, let me give this a little settle down here. Look at all that black. Oof. I do have the finished side. I could refine this down a little bit more if I wanted to, but I'm running out of daylight, so kind of having to do what I can here. Get all that out of my way. It's not looking great. There's Major hollering in. Well, he's not sounding the drums for any good reason. There is nothing there. Not even a poo. No poos. No poos. But that's alright. Any day out digging in the dirt is a good one. Doesn't matter what you come home with. Alright, dirt nerds. Hope you enjoyed this one. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Have a good evening.